All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. When I have to solve a triangle, that means find all the missing parts, which means I have to find an angle, I have to find an angle, I have to find an angle in this case. We know that if I'm given all three sides of a triangle and I have no knowledge of whether it's a right triangle or not, I'm going to use the law of cosine. So let me write that out. Side squared is going to equal a squared plus b squared, which are both sides, minus 2 times those sides times the cosine of the angle opposite of this side right here. What I have to do is I have to do this twice. Okay, so let's go alphabetical order. Let's start out with x. Okay, so if I find x first, I'm going to make sure that I set it equal to 23. Remember, if we're trying to find this angle right here, I want it to equal the opposite side squared. So 23 squared is going to equal the other two sides in no particular order. 25 squared plus 26 squared minus 2 times 25 times 26 times what am I doing? Big X. 23 squared is 529. Let's do both of these. 25 squared plus 26 squared is going to be 1301. Minus 2 times 25 times 26 is 1300. Cos big X. Subtract 1301 from both sides. Subtract 1301 from both sides. That gets me negative 772. That's going to equal negative, close one, 1300 cos X. Divide both sides by negative 1300. Divide both sides by negative 1300. And that's going to leave me, let me have myself a little bit of space, 0.5938 is going to equal more space cos x. Why did I leave all of that space? Well, because I have to inverse cosine both sides, and I need the space to write that out. Don't I? That gets me x all alone. And the inverse cosine of that monstrosity right there is another monstrosity, 53.5729 degrees, 0.5729 degrees. So that's x. 53 point, we'll say 6. Okay? I'm allowed to be a little lazy. Fight me. Now I have another one to find. This is still not enough information to find the remaining things, so what I have to do is I have to find another angle. So let's work with y here. Let's do that next. I'm going to set up my, what is this called? Law of Cosines formula, where I'm going to make sure it's 25 equals. So let's see if I can sneak that there. 25 squared is going to equal in no particular order 23 squared plus 26 squared minus 2 times 23 times 26 times cos big Y. 25 squared is 625. If I were to do that whole math problem in one foul swoop, I'll get 1205. That's going to subtract, if I do all that math right there in one foul swoop, 1,196 cos Y. Subtract 1205. Subtract 1205. Cross U out. That gets me negative 580. Equals negative 1196 cos Y. Divide both sides by that number I just said, which I think is a fake made up number. But this number is not fake nor made up. 0.485 is going to equal cos Y. Why did I leave all that space? Because I have to inverse cos again. And when I inverse cos again, that gets me y is equal to 61.9875. So I'll call you, which one was that? Y 60, I can round that to 62 degrees. Now, if I were to use some common sense, which is what I'm going to do, and a new marker, I could find z, but just by doing 180 minus 62 minus 53.6. And when I do that, that gives me an angle z measurement of 64.4 degrees. So after all of that, I've solved my triangle. Thank you for joining me in this journey for solving triangles. If only I could solve my life. Like and subscribe.